Welcome to Civil Services Achievers Point. Today we are discussing the Assam Tribune of 14 September 2020. At Civil Services Achievers Point, we have various courses. To join these courses, you can call at the number given below. You can also follow us on the social media platforms. This Assam Tribune analysis is based on the new pattern of APSC for both prelims and mains. However, this is also useful for UPSC and other state level government examinations. So before we begin, these are the answers to MCQs of Saturday's current affairs. Students, you can pause the video here and check the answers from here. These are the MCQs of today, that is 14 September 2020. So you can pause the video here and you can attempt the MCQs and answer them in the comment section below. So students, let us begin now with the newspaper articles. These are the important newspaper articles which we will be discussing today from the Assam Tribune. And these are the important editorials from today's Assam Tribune newspaper. So beginning with the news articles, the first news article discusses the important infrastructure development in Assam. The projects worth rupees 11,000 crore announced and 4 medical colleges road corridors planned in the state Assam. Now this topic we are studying under General Studies on Assam paper, Economic Development topic. So introducing the concept of road corridors in Assam, PWD Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma announced infrastructure projects worth around rupees 11,000 crore, which he said is the single biggest dose of capital investment in the state. So the finance minister and who is also the PWD minister, that is the Public Works Department Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has informed that a concept of road corridors has been introduced in Assam, and for this infrastructure projects worth around rupees 11,000 crore, which is the single biggest dose of capital investment in the state, is introduced. And also 4 new medical colleges, one at Soraideo, one at Brajanath, and the third at Gwalpara districts, and along with Guwahati will get the second medical college, with the state government planning to set up one by merging the MMCH, the Mohendra Mohan Chaudhary Hospital, MMCH, and Kalapahar TB Hospital. So the MMCH will transform into a 12-story complex facing the Brahmaputra. Probably this will be the biggest medical college in Eastern India. So this is as reported by the Health Minister of Assam. Also, work on 9 women colleges will begin in the next 45 days, and for that the state government has approved rupees 303 crore. Moreover, another rupees 100 crore has been approved for 6 new degree colleges. Also, 10 new law colleges will also be set up in the state. And for better traffic management, work on the flyover at Maligaon in Guwahati will also begin soon. It will be built at a cost of rupees 420 crore. The 4-lane proposed flyover will run from Maligaon to Kamakya Gate and a half-a kilometer extended arm on the towards Pandu Road from Maligaon Sariali. Another flyover is approved at Mission Sariali in Tezpur, and for this government has approved 321 crore. Also, for the first time, the concept of road corridors is introduced in Assam. Several new road corridors like connecting Nagaon Dhing, Botadua Than, one at Sonari, Jorhat, Komarbandha, Hajo, Sipazhar, Tongla, Rongia, Nagorjuli, Mokalmua, Zagra, Polahbari and Sandubi with flyover, and Bilasipara to Fakirgram. So these are some of the important road corridors. A question may come in the upcoming exam regarding this from the our economic geography point of view. So students, please make a note of it. Now coming to the next important topic, the Chief Justice of India, S.A. Bobde, is calling for mediation in settling huge backlog for pending cases. This topic we are studying under the General Studies 2 paper topic polity. So Chief Justice of India S.A. Bobde said that the COVID-19 pandemic would present a huge pendency of cases. So during this pandemic time, as the courts have not functioned, so huge pendency of cases have risen, and a lot of emphasis has to be placed on utilizing the mediation for resolving of these matters. Also, the Chief Justice of India stressed on the need to focus on mental health and referred to the uncomfortable prediction that there might be more number of cases of self-harming following the COVID crisis. The Chief Justice of India said he believes that this is the time when a lot of emphasis has to be placed on utilizing mediation, pre-litigation and post-litigation mediation to resolve many matters. So mediation has many stages: pre-litigation and post-litigation. Addressing the gathering, Justice N.V. Ramanna said that judges are now being construed as soft targets for criticism and are becoming victims of juicy gossip and slanderous social media posting. So with the advent of social media, there has been a malign of the image of judges. So this is the observation of Justice N.V. Ramanna. Further, Justice Ramanna, the senior most judge of the apex court after the Chief Justice of India, said that judges have to balance their social life in order to be independent. Also, this issue of soft targeting the judges and maligning their image is further complicated by the proliferation of social media and technology. Further, he said that the judiciary belongs to the nation and its achievements are the result of unflinching dedication and commitment of numerous individuals on and off the bench. The Chief Justice of India said that for judges and consequently for the judiciary, the biggest challenge is to ensure that the nation inches towards the goal set in the Constitution. He said that an independent judiciary is the essential condition or sine qua non to achieve the same. Now coming to our next important topic with respect to our General Studies on Assam, that is GS5 paper, a prelims based question is very much expected because the awards section always comes, one or two questions always comes in APSC prelims. Now the award, Silpi, Sainik, Brajanath, Sarma award. Silpi, Sainik, Brajanath, Sarma award is presented to Rina, Bora. The Chief Minister of Assam, Sarma Sonowal, presented the Silpi, Sainik, Brajanath, Sarma award to the actress Rina, Bora at Sorbog in Borapeta district. Also, the Chief Minister played floral tributes to the revolutionary artist and freedom fighter Brajanath Sarma. A building after the name of the artist was also inaugurated. Now coming to the next important topic, US signs defense deal with Maldives amidst China's growing presence. So the US and Maldives have signed a defense deal, and this topic we are studying under the General Studies paper 2, International Relations. The US has signed a framework for defense cooperation with the Maldives to deepen engagement in support of maintenance peace and security in the strategic Indian Ocean region. and this signing of the framework has come amidst the growing presence of China in the Indo-Pacific region. The framework for defense and security relationships was signed in Philadelphia on September 10 between the US and the Maldives. The Indo-Pacific is a biogeographic region of Earth's seas comprising the tropical waters of the Indian Ocean, the Western and Central Pacific Ocean. Now coming to the next important topic, Parliament all geared up for holding monsoon session. Now this topic we are studying under the General Studies 2 paper, Polity and Governance. So Parliament is fully prepared for the 18-day monsoon session under the shadow of the coronavirus pandemic with many firsts, including sitting of the two houses in shifts without any day off, without any off day, entry only to those having a negative COVID-19 report, and there has been a compulsory of wearing masks. So Parliament session for a monsoon session will begin for an 18-day session, and it will begin amidst the coronavirus pandemic with many firsts, and it is important that it is compulsory to have a COVID-19 negative report, and wearing of masks is mandatory. Most parliamentary operations have been digitalized, entire premises sanitized, and doors made touch-free. So various precautions have been taken for the monsoon session of the parliament. Now coming to the next important topic, the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, DPIIT, Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade on credit guarantee and seed fund schemes to support startups. Now this topic we are studying under the General Studies 3 paper, Economic Development. The Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, DPIIT, is working on two schemes. Credit guarantee and seed funds to support startups in the country. DPIIT Secretary Guru Prasad Mohapatra said that an interministerial consultation process is on to work out the contours of the two schemes. He said there would be a corpus in the credit guarantee scheme which would be given to banks, and they will leverage that to lend to startups. So a certain credit will be given, will be ensured under the credit guarantee scheme, will be available to the banks, and they will leverage this credit to lend loans to the startup. This scheme would give banks comfort to lend, adding that it is for credit, not for venture capital. So these steps have been taken so as to have an startup ecosystem develop, and the department is encouraging states to develop their startup policy to promote budding entrepreneurs. In the 2019 rankings, Gujarat has again emerged as the best performer in developing startup ecosystems for budding entrepreneurs. The government of India had launched Startup India Action Plan in January 2016 to promote budding entrepreneurs in the country. The plan aims to give incentives such as tax holiday and inspector Raj-free regime and capital gains tax exemption. So various incentives and various schemes have been launched by the government so as to create an ecosystem for startups and promote budding entrepreneurs in the country. Now coming to our next important topic, India has attained one nation, one grid status as per the Power Secretary. So this topic we are studying under the General Studies 3 paper, Economic Development. So India has already attained the status of one nation, one grid, one frequency, and there are now no constraints in inter-regional transfer of power. So this is as per the Secretary of Ministry of Power. A liquidity scheme for the power sector with an outlay of rupees 1,20,000 crore has been started under the Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme to prevent any crisis of confidence in this sector. Further, he said that while deliberating on the amendments to the Electricity Act, the consumer is at the heart of renewable energy power generation. Also, the secretary said that the long-term power purchase agreements (PPAs) lie at the heart of all renewable energy contracts. Of late, the DISCOMs, that is the distribution companies of power distribution companies (DISCOMs), which are themselves financially stressed, look for escape routes when they see the renewable energy prices falling every day. The extension of electrification to all households, the average cost of power to the distributory companies has gone up. So as with the extension of electrification of all households, the average cost of power to distribution companies has gone up. This has created further financial stress for the distribution companies, especially when they see the renewable energy prices falling almost with every tender. Now coming to the important editorials. The important editorial of today's Assam Tribune is the Afghan Talks. So this topic we are studying under the General Studies 2 paper, International Relations. So the background is that after a 10 years long or a decades of strife, a ray of hope has emerged for Afghanistan with talks between the dreaded Taliban and the Afghan government finally taking place one day after the 19th anniversary of the Al-Qaeda attacks in New York. That is the 9/11, famous 9/11. So this editorial discusses that the talks between the Taliban and the Afghan government is a ray of hope which has emerged for Afghanistan, and these talks have been the outcome of months of negotiations since the Taliban had so far refused to acknowledge the Abdullah headed government, deeming it to be a puppet of the Americans. The Taliban in 1996 had filled the vacuum caused by the Russian withdrawal from Afghanistan and unleashed a harsh regime upon the Afghan society. So when the Russians withdrew from the Afghanistan, the Taliban took over and unleashed a harsh regime for the Afghan society. But in harboring terror groups like the Al-Qaeda, the Taliban invited reprisal from the US after the 2001 attacks, and from then onwards, the nation has been converted into a killing field with the militants launching lethal attacks on the US and America-trained Afghan troops, uncaring that civilians to become casualties. So from both ends, there has been attacks, and in both the attacks, the civilians have become a casualties. However, the US's superior firepower had also inflicted heavy damage on the terror group, and the Taliban too has been seemingly wanting a cessation of hostilities and an end to the impasse, ultimately inducing it to a sign an agreement. So with the US firepower, there has been a heavy damage on the terror group, and it has nearly compelled the Taliban to come to a agreement with the US. And under the Doha agreement, which was signed this year in February, the Taliban had pledged not to carry out attacks on the democratically elected Afghan government and not to allow international terror groups to operate in areas now under its control. So, and on the US part, the US had agreed to remove all her troops from the Afghan soil within 14 months if the militants keep their part of the deal. Taliban leader Mullah Baradar Akhund on his part expressed hope that the negotiations would move forward with patience but did not mention a truce, reiterating instead the group's stated position that Afghanistan should be under Islamic law. So with these students, we come to an end today's Assam Tribune analysis. I hope this discussion was very helpful to you. Whenever important points have been made, please make a note of it because they are highly important for the upcoming examination. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.